Scanning for audio. Scanning for audio.
Morning. Welcome to another Tin Dog podcast. Now this time I'm going to be talking about Torchwood Among Us Volume 2, which is 4 stories. So this is Series 7 and it's got 4 stories released in June, available to the general public in August. So we've got the same setup as last time in Volume 1. Now Volume 1 did take me a while to get through. Not only did I think it was 3 stories long when it was 4, then my brain went, oh, there's another one. And that other one really helped put everything in together. But this box set needed the first one to lay the groundwork. The first one was absolutely foundation-tastic. This one's proper Torchwood. We're back in the game. And this is a good game. Why am I pointing? I just don't know. Right. 4 stories. Number 1, propaganda. Orr is desperate to get the Voloshnik. The city sealed off in the middle of a war the world's forgotten. And there has to be someone to save. It's one person that we know from Torchwood. Orr's great as a character. Genuinely. Orr and Eng and Colchester. And to be fair, we've only got a handful of the original Torchwood people left, which is exactly how it should be with Torchwood. So you've got a war that's a bit like Ukraine or the invasion of the Crimea. And there's a town that some things occurred. It's been sealed off. It's a bit Midwich Cuckoos. An aeroplane full of disaster experts is on the way. Something's going to happen and Orr's going to have to make it to the village by herself, or at least with some help from the people around. It's a spy drama, it's a thriller, and it's laying the groundwork even more than Series 1. It's a cracking story. Let me see, written by Ash Darby. Don't know anything about Ash Darby. I just know that this is a brilliant story, incredibly well written. It's tightly structured. It's got levels of terror and atmosphere in abundance. The place feels real. Yes, it just feels a bit Crimea-y, a bit Ukrainian. It's just beautifully constructed. Now that's propaganda. Not quite sure. Well, I know why it's called that. But I'm sure I would have chosen a different title. But who cares about that? Story 2, At Her Majesty's Pleasure. Now, I know we've currently got a king, but this was written some time ago. And also it makes even more sense being called At Her Majesty's Pleasure. Because this is a story about Yvonne Hartman. Yvonne Hartman is in a very special prison. And there is absolutely no way out of it. So why is she convinced she's escaped? Yeah, that's what it says here. That's not quite it. High security jail. Imagine the whole Sherlock sister thing going on. You cannot escape from this jail. She is... Well, I don't want to say, but everyone likes a jailbreak story. Everyone likes a prison story. It's nice and compact and good. And it's got Andy in it, dealing with the fact that part of him still loves Yvonne. That's not healthy for anyone involved. Yvonne is the boss everyone wants. Also, you know you're expendable when you work for Yvonne Hartman, because Torchwood is the most important thing. And this Yvonne is not quite the same Yvonne that we saw on TV, or even in the original Torchwood audios with the business with him. Oh my God, how good is that story? Anyway, story 3 is Cuckoo, Tim Foley. A group of urban explorers break into the Torchwood Hub. Oh yeah. And they disturb Bilis Manger, who has his own plans for the evening. Now this is probably, although I'm not saying 100%, but it's probably the last time we're ever going to experience Bilis, because the actor's no longer with us. It's heartbreaking. He was of a certain age, but it is heartbreaking because Bilis is such a great character. I won't embarrass myself by doing the impression that I insist on doing whenever he's on, but it's just glorious. It's a great, great story, and it's got a genuinely good ending. The hub is ruined, and there's still stuff down there, and Bilis is, in storage. It's a nice thing, and if we were going to get more Bilis stories, this would have been a lovely reintroduction. Tim Foley's done a superb job. To be fair, this is one of the strongest box sets. You know what, I say that so much, but it is a great box set. And finally, Pariahs by James Goss. James is producing some very dark stuff of late, and I'm not complaining. We've spent the last 2 years sticking our DNA in jars and sending it off in the post. What happened to it? 2 people know the secrets of Phlobos, the Phlobos Scandal. Very important for Torchwood. And Torchwood have to keep them alive. It feels like an international ITC drama. There's stuff happening in one country and another country, and there's obviously parallels that you'll be able to spot with what's in the news constantly. And it's gorgeous. It's a box set that builds, has a proper payoff, and it just feels really well contained. Torchwood is back as far as I'm concerned. And yes, I'm spending all my time going, oh, but we're getting Soho again quite soon, which I love. But I'm allowed to love this too. Here's the trailer, listen for yourself. But as far as I'm concerned, as always, you need to make up your own mind. But this is just cracking. A genuine piece of art. Until next time, be seeing you.
So, here we go! Tonight we're gonna find Cardiff's biggest secret. Torchwood.
From Big Finish Productions.
Torchwood Among Us, Volume 2.
This is Robert Wilson, just one of the abandoned voices of Voloshnik. Is anyone coming for us?
Looks like I'm gonna have to save your life. Just like old times.
Andrew, Yvonne here. I haven't heard from you in a while, so I thought you ought to hear from me. Just to let you know, I'll be escaping from prison shortly. See you soon.
I thought you didn't believe in Torchwood. All last year she said it was a political conspiracy.
That was then!
Hello, friends. I know where you are now, and I know what I will do next.
I didn't want it to be like this. Nobody move!
Torchwood has been set up.
Maybe I'm all that's left of the old, but a new Torchwood can rise.
Such a nasty place, isn't it? Such a nasty, nasty place.
Big Finish. For the love of stories.
Snipers on a roof. Reminds me of my gap year.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. Everything discussed is the intellectual property of others. No infringement is intended. For early access to reviews, follow the show on YouTube or Twitter @TinDogPodcast. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.